Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Timestamps are down in the description box below if you want to get directly into the AEW Dynamite review. Otherwise, fuck with me for a moment. Link is down in the description box below. ESPN announced a partnership with WWE, including the streaming rights to WrestleMania on the heels of an agreement with the NFL. In a deal announced Wednesday, ESPN becomes the U.S. domestic home for WWE premium live events. WrestleMania will be part of ESPN's direct-to-consumer streaming service starting in 2026. The deal comes a day after the NFL and ESPN entered into a non-binding agreement. Under the terms, ESPN, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, will acquire NFL Network, NFL Fantasy, and the rights to distribute the Red Zone channel to cable and satellite operators, and the league will get a 10% equity stake in ESPN. In addition to WrestleMania, WWE's premium live events include Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. WWE, and by the way, this is a quote from, I presume, some representative in ESPN. WWE's agreement with ESPN is a pivotal moment for our millions of fans across the United States. The leader in sports entertainment, partnering with the biggest brand in sports media. Nick Khan, it was Nick Khan that said it, okay. President of WWE said in a statement, "Bringing WWE's flagship events to ESPN's platform is tremendously exciting. We know the sky is the limit," added Jimmy Pitaro, the chairman of ESPN. This agreement, which features the most significant WWE events of the year, bolsters our unprecedented content portfolio and helps drive our streaming future. ESPN is expected to launch its direct-to-consumer service before the end of September. The service would give consumers access to all ESPN programs and networks for $29.99 per month. And obviously, everybody, they're fucking pissed about this decision because, I mean, shit, we just went from $5 on the Peacock network to essentially $29.99. Now, if someone wants to combat that in the comment section or give more clarification, I don't want to say combat, but give more clarification. If I'm missing something here, please go ahead, share it in the comment section below. I'd be glad to hear if there was something that I'm missing out of this, but from what I can take from it, it looks like we're paying $30 a month for a subscription fee that, honestly, I mean, maybe this might be a good thing for people who watch sports, because I guess you get the best of both worlds, you know, WWE on the ESPN Sports Network Direct package, whatever the fuck they're calling it. I mean, it's a streaming service, right? According to them, yeah, it's a streaming service. So I guess for people who like sports, I guess that's cool for them. But for people who don't watch sports like that or consume it in that manner, I mean, shit. Now we're paying $30 altogether for shit that we don't even care for. I mean, we literally just went up in price from $5 to $30 just to keep up with the PLEs. Now, I know for most of you guys, you might not care because, I mean, you just watch the programming just based off of that. You listen to reviews. I guess for people like me, that's a son of a bitch right there, man. $30 a month, huh? So essentially, because I don't really consume sports in that manner, I guess I'd just be essentially saying I'm right back to the old pay-per-view format, right? Essentially, for the most part. I mean, I'm paying $20 less than what I typically used to pay for the pay-per-views back in the days. But essentially, it's the old model again. You know, it's no longer $5. It's $30. I'm essentially, for all intents and purposes, paying pay-per-view prices again. So yeah, that's fucking horrible, man. The only thing that I could say that might justify it if the content gets better, man. Like when I was paying those pay-per-view prices, say back in like, you know, the 2010s and everything, like it got to a point where my homie had to show me how to fucking stream it illegally. I don't want to do that again, especially when, you know, I'm so used to paying for the pay-per-view content that I got now and the quality is so much better. And again, back then it was just me watching the pay-per-views. I have to review this stuff for my channel, so I can't risk the buffering and missing certain spots or, you know, certain highlights. Shit, I missed the whole angle one time trying to do it for the Double or Nothing 2021 pay-per-view. That was the last time I ever did that shit. I can't go back to that, so it's like, fuck. You know, at this point, I mean, shit, between AEW and WWE, that's $80, man. That's $80 fucking dollars. Because again, I don't give a fuck about ESPN or any of that stuff. I care about the PLE strictly for my channel. And I guarantee you, that's just me reviewing it. There are other people who do want to keep up with WWE in that manner, and to go from a $5 price hike up to fucking $30, man. Like, that's fucking crazy as shit, man. That's crazy. Wait, hold up. There was another link that I seen someone talking about. Wait, Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee goes off on bum-ass suits at ESPN while praising the $1.6 million. Well, of course he would. Of course he would. He says, congrats to WWE and ESPN on getting a historic PLE deal done. And I guess he went out of his way to criticize the bum. Miss me, dude. He called out some of the mid-level suits as bums after the announcement of the Wednesday. Yeah, dude, like you really give a shit, dude. You're getting paid by WWE one way or the other. You don't fucking care. I mean, it is what it is, I guess, man. So, what, $50 for AEW, $30 for WWE? Look, man, if they're going to do this shit, man, the content better be on point going forward then, man. No mistakes, no bullshit, man. Like, this is lame as fuck. No more of these 5 fucking matches on pay-per-views and shit. That shit works for NXT when it's on the fucking network. You know, when you're paying $10 back in the days. Now you're trying to justify me wanting to pay fucking $30 for a 5-match card with this boring ass content nowadays. Shit, me not, bro. If they can justify it, sure, but as it stands right now, this is a fucking horrible idea. Who the fuck wants to pay more for something less? Like I said, if I'm missing any context out of this, by all rights, let me know down in the comment section below, but this is obviously a dog shit idea. I mean, obviously, I guess they're just taking advantage of their loyal customer base, right? It is what it is. Like I said, I do it for my channel. I don't do it for WWE. But for any of you guys who are doing it for WWE content, I highly suggest checking out your favorite content creator, whether it's me or anybody else, and just wait for the reviews. Or better yet, I don't know if I should be condoning illegal. I don't even know if that's allowed on YouTube to even say anything like that. But you get the gist already, right? As far as what I'm alluding to. Do that instead. But with that being said, let's get to the AEW review. That's such a dog shit thing to do. So fucking dog shit. Damn, Alex Windsor, she kind of got a little ass on her. God damn, I take that back. A whole lot of ass. Yeesh. Sheesh. I didn't know she was packing like that. All right, let's check it out. Because as you can tell right now, as I'm talking, this Fatal 4-Way match is about to happen at the moment. Let's kick it off with earlier. Because I kind of thought, like, look, here's my thing. This match between Moxley and Bayley, I get that they had to do it in order to do the Darby Allin gimmick. But my thing is, or not the gimmick, but the angle. My thing is, though, why waste it so quickly, though? Like, what the fuck? So, you got this match with Moxley and Mike Bailey, you know, typically doing the same shit that they typically do in AEW, wasting a bunch of time, wasting a bunch of spots in matches that don't typically fucking need them. Could have done this shit on the pay-per-view any other time as far as the spots are considered, but of course, who cares? Well, you can do it on regular television because, hey, you already get it, right? They have pay-per-view quality matches on television. No, they're just retarded and they just want to waste all the good spots on television, so therefore when you get to the pay-per-view, none of this shit actually matters. Not that I'm suggesting Moxley and Gayley were going to have a match at the pay-per-view, but it is what it is. During the match, though, you did have Darby Allin come out, and he ended up like taking this, I can only presume, chloroform cloth and putting it over Yuta's face and then kidnapping him essentially and dragging him backstage. I mean, there were certain points in the match where you had the Black Knight get in Moxley's face and, you know, other shit like that honestly I just don't care because none of these guys are stars outside of Moxley, unfortunately. But like I said, Darby Allin ended up kidnapping Yuta, which was kind of stupid because it didn't really play into anything because Moxley still won the match. Like, I can see if you did that and, like, the distraction was to cause Mike Bailey to actually fucking get a roll-up finish on him. I mean, it'd be gay as fuck, but, hey, you know, whatever, though. But, no, none of that actually happened. It just ended up with Moxley still beating him, beating Bailey. I keep forgetting his stupid-ass name. He ended up, like, catching them into like the bulldog choke and then transitioning it into the paradigm shift in order to pick up the win. Then he immediately ran backstage to go see what was up with Darby and Gayley. Oh no, Gayley was in the ring. Fuck, Yuta, whatever his name is. He ended up going backstage to see what was up with him. Caught him in the body bag. It looked like he was in the middle of the road about to get ran over by Darby Allin before they pulled him out of the middle of the road inside of the body bag, unzipped it, and there was like a sticky note on his head that said Forbidden Door. So I guess this is Darby Allin's way of like, I don't know, challenging him for a match at Forbidden Door. I guess. I don't fucking care. And, but one thing I will say about this though is like, again, why blow that angle spot like right there? Like you could have played that shit throughout the night. You know, that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. You're so focused on these stupid ass matches that you're wasting on television. Whereas this whole entire angle could have been done throughout the night. You could have had Jon Moxley asking questions. Whereas Yuta just going throughout the night looking for Yuta. And right before we get to like, you know, MJF and Briscoe, which supposedly is supposed to be the main event, this could have been the penultimate, where you had Yuta, you know, being found in the body bag about to get ran over by Darby Allin or whatever the case may be. But that's how you actually do it. To just blow it off in one segment. So what? You can do this garbage ass fatal 4-way match and no one gives a shit about. Like, come on, bro. That was just, I don't know. I just find that booking to be just ultra weird and ultra fucking stupid. Speaking of ultra fucking stupid, fucking Toni Storm and Alex Windsor, they had this cringy ass promo backstage, like uber cringy. I mean, like Toni Storm is completely like she's losing all of her. At least for me, I can't speak for everybody else. I mean, yeah, she's a star in AEW, but like the wittiness, you know, what made her pretty cool and awesome. I don't know. I feel like she's losing all that now. I'm fickle, boys. I'm fickle. I'm tickled. Tickle my dickle. I'm fickle. Fuck. She's boring though. She's boring as fuck right now. And damn, I want that to be me. Damn. Queen Alicia Fox just taking Alex Windsor and shoving her face in her ass. Can that be me next time? Sheesh. I call dibs on your booty being smashed in my face next time. But no, yeah, they ended up dancing off Toni Storm and Alex Windsor. Stupid promo. And also, is it just me? I want to ask, hey, quick question. Was it just me, like, when they were doing the body bag angle outside of the arena with Darby and Dick Riders, like, did you guys get, like, a weird commercial cut, like, just happening, like, right in the middle of the show, or was it just me? I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it's just that Miami production that all these boys be craving for. I don't fucking know. You let me know, though. But, yeah, right now. Oh, and also Sasha Banks, she showed up to the arena to give some boring-ass self-promo with Renee Pattycake. She's 8 belts, Monet! Hip, hip, hooray! Your matches are gay. But like I said, you know what's not gay, though? You know what's not gay? Booty and cheeks. All types of fucking cheeks. So much cheeks in this match. I love this match just because of all the cheeks. Let them have their match while I go get my sock, and I'll be back when I'm finished. Not when they're finished, but when I'm finished. All right, we're cool. Cootie, here we come. All right, well played. I like that. That was actually funny. That's the only good thing about this tag team match that I'm gonna probably like, I guess, outside of, you know, it actually ending. But that was funny. I'll give props to creativity. If they did more shit like that more often, I wouldn't hate this fucking company. You had Bandito and Brody Queen come out, and you had fucking oh shit, I burped there. You didn't hear that though. Or maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you have superpowers. Maybe you're like the Young Bucks and you spread goatsy and you get fucked in the ass. No, I'm sorry. No. We'll say that for the Kyle Fletcher promo. No, but you had the Young Bucks come out. And, you know, they got the original entrance at first. You know, they had a backstage little promo backstage with the producer saying, give us back our entrance. You know, like, we're the founding fathers. All this, you know, gish galop nonsense. And they come out and like they have their little frame down next to their banner, and it wouldn't go up, so they had to walk underneath it. I thought that was corny, but then like the heading for their name comes up, right? And it says Max and Jeremy. Like fucking Generation Me ass fucking template name. That was a throwback right there. Generation Me. Holy shit. And then, like, when they started to come out, their original theme song got cut off, and they went back to the fucking template, like the fucking Adobe 1996 ass templates. And like they started playing like this ringtone to make up for their music. I thought it was funny. That was actually pretty good. Like I said, do more of that and less of whatever the fuck I'm watching right now. But to revert back though, we did have the women's Fatal 4-Way match. I did not fucking care. Like I said, all I cared for was the booty, and that's all I got was the booty, and that's all I needed was the booty. Although, like I said, every women's match, bro, I swear, I can't. It is like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we need to have a challenge, bro. Can the women not have a match? Can they go one match without botching something? I feel like every women's match I watch, they're always botching something. Like, always. No matter the stipulation, whether it's the cliche Fatal 4-Way match that we have every week in some given fucking company, or it's a one-on-one match, the women stay fucking botching. You had Alicia Fox and Sky Blue do the spot next to a chair on the outside of the ring, right? And it just looked so fucked up. You had like, I guess Sky was gonna set up for a code blue or whatever, or a code red, whatever the fuck you call it, a code blue cam, whatever. It looks like she was gonna set up for like the Pop Rocks, right? Roxanne Perez's finisher. Oh, there you go. AJ Lee clone confirmed. And like, she fucking botched it and slipped off her back, and like, she pretended like her face hit the chair. It was so fucking goofy. It was so fucking goofy. But Will Ospreay's baby mama with all that ass, she won the match, and afterwards you had what's homegirl's name again? Ember Moon. She got involved in the match. She started to fight Alex Windsor, and then Toni Storm got involved. And then Mercedes Moné got involved. I'm pretty sure I got that out of order, but you get the gist, okay? Ember Moon ended up hitting the stunner she does. Well, I forgot the name of it. I don't fucking care. The Ember attack. We're gonna call it that. And the fucking Mercedes Moné ended up hitting the backstabber on Alex Windsor. So I guess that's gonna be a future tag team match. Building up to Forbidden Door, which is another Fatal 4-Way match with Sasha and Alex. I mean, fuck, there's so many goddamn multi-man matches. Never multi-women matches with them just leaning against the ropes and just fucking booty shaking throughout the entire match. I would love that Fatal 4-Way. I mean, just go full on fucking, go full on, fuck, I forgot the name of that rap group. Ooh, me so horny, me love you a long time. 2 Live Crew. Go full 2 Live Crew. Do that album cover they did. Like back in '89 when all the girls are standing side by side and their ass cheeks are hanging out. We need to do that with the women. Do that for a Fatal 4-Way match and I'll be okay. So, man. Then we had Edge cut a promo. And I don't know. He was just talking about Christian. I didn't care. Oh, he did mention that he was going to face Stokely halfway next week. So, sure. Pretty gay, I guess. Speaking of gay, this Kyle Fletcher promo. Okay. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I don't know what the hell was going on in their minds. But okay, sure. I mean, you have a diverse audience, right? I guess if you want to tell yourself that, you have a diverse audience. Kyle Fletcher came out with this newly crowned TNT championship. You had, for some reason, 2 girls carrying all of Okada's belts, even though I don't think he was on the outside. I don't remember seeing him out there for the promo. And then you had... fucking Cyrus, he's like talking. Eventually they start getting like really gay, and then they were like, take it off, because they have like this painting in the middle of the ring, and it has like a cover across the painting, and like the cover is blocking whatever the painting is, and you have Kyle Fletcher, they're like going back and forth. Take it off. I want to see it. I really want to see it. Take it off. Take it all off. Take it off. Sure, whatever, dude. Whatever. Go for it. Gay jokes. Ha 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 ha. I'm happy. I'm super happy. And they ended up taking off the cover, and it was like Don Callis like holding the championship belt, like the TNT championship belt. And it's like him holding it with him having no shirt on. And then you have Kyle Fletcher there flexing and posing, and he's butt naked, and the title's like covering up his privates. Yeah, sure. I guess they were expecting that to get a laugh out of somebody. Did you guys laugh? I surely laughed. I laughed my tits off. So, oh God, I laughed so fucking hard. I laughed so far away, I had to get away. Holy fuck. Oh boy, what a boring ass show tonight. This is so Oh, fuck, I'm so bored. I am so fucking bored now. Let's just get the show out of the way. You have the Young Fucks, or Generation Me, taking on Brody Queen and Lince Dorado. Let's just get this shit out the way, okay? I'm already bored. I'm fucking bored, and it's only 9:13. Fuck my life. Well, I'll give them credit, man. They've done a decent job tonight as far as building up the main event. I mean, lo and behold, right? Promos and promo packages and frequently actually showcasing the superstars who are going to be in the main event. I know, right? It does fucking miracles. Like, you know, what's been done in professional wrestling for like 50 years. I know, shocker, right? But yeah, credit where credit is due. They've done a decent job. They've been showing promo packages with MJF and, you know, Mark Briscoe. They've been showing their promos. They've been having promos with MJF earlier on in the night. They showed a promo right now for Briscoe. They've even featured MJF in a decent little promo back and forth with MVP. Again, I'm not a big fan of the, I don't hate the conflating storylines happening all at one time. I'm just not a fan of this particular feud conflating and happening all at one time, if you catch my drift, right? But nevertheless, though, MJF did come in the locker room after a little... Did they even have a promo with, I think they did have a promo with the Hurt Syndicate backstage, but nevertheless, though, I didn't really pay attention. I only paid attention when MJF walked inside the room and talked to MVP, essentially telling him, hey, man, you can ditch these two losers, and it could just be me and you, and we can go for my World Heavyweight Championship. And MVP is just like, Max. This is exactly what Bobby Lashley was talking about, okay? It's always me, I, we. No, it's not that. Actually, I fucked up. I meant to say we as in afterwards, because MVP said we. It's not me, but you get the fucking drift. Shut the fuck up. Fucking Epstein. I bet you guys were in the Epstein files, assholes. But no, seriously, afterwards, MJF just stood there and he was being read the riot act. And eventually, I like this part right here when MVP was telling MJF, he was like, you know, I really do hope you lose. You lose your shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. And MJF is looking confused, like, huh? Because MVP was like, if you get that World Heavyweight Championship, the Almighty is going to be lurking. And I just don't want anything happening to you. Also, before that, he gave a thumbs down to MJF also. So it seems like he's really out of the Hurt Syndicate. I don't know if this is a ruse. Maybe it's something to kind of catch MJF off guard, you know, or catch his opponents off guard, and eventually he gets his hands on the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. I do feel like with all this going on, it kind of feels like Heyman's going to have a pretty short run with the World Championship. Not that it matters, you know, because, I mean, I'm already sick of his world title reign. But it has nothing to do with him. It has more to do with his booking. But, you know, like I said, the main event is coming up next with him and MJF and Briscoe boy. But going back a little bit earlier too, we did have this tag team match with Crash Bandicoot. I mean, whatever their names are. What are their names? Who fucking cares? Oh, look, it's Alicia Fox. Should I actually listen to her promo? No, her cheeks aren't being shown right now. I don't care. Let them talk in the void. This tag team match, I just don't care. As always with AEW, as always with typical wrestling nowadays, flips, kick out of fucking everything. Finishers don't mean a goddamn thing. We just do things because they're cool to do. And kicking out is just how we typically pop the audience nowadays, right? So, toodaloo, I guess. Whatever. If it means anything, though, I will say, pretty shocking. Generation Me, the Young Bucks, they actually lost the match. I'm not gonna lie, that actually did catch me off guard. It shouldn't have caught me off guard because I guess they are two heel teams. But then again, it is AEW. They don't necessarily care about alignments. Nobody really cares about alignments nowadays in professional wrestling. As long as they can have a good match, this heel, face dynamic, you know, that people used to be so scared of back in the days, it seems like that doesn't really matter anymore. But, you know, it is what it is. It shouldn't have been something to why she got her hands in her pockets for a thick ass Statlander. Oh, really? She had that in her pocket and she dug in her pocket to pull that out to throw it on her. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Maybe the camera shouldn't catch you sticking your hands in our pockets before you do that little gimmick, Chris. Okay, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck they were talking about. But yeah, what the fuck was I talking about earlier? Was I talking about Crash Bandicoot? Oh no, Bandito and Brody, right? What the fuck were they even doing? I don't fucking care, man. God damn, I lost my train of thought and I don't want to fucking get it back. Can we just move on? Shit, all you had to know is that FTR is gonna fight one-on-one with Crash Bandicoot. Speaking of which, also, they had a promo backstage where essentially they just talked about Edge and Stokely Hathaway. And once again, props to him. This is like a fucking streak. You guys ever play Tony Hawk and then you end up doing a combo? That's what I kind of feel like is going on right now with Stokely Hathaway. How long has this dude went on without actually mentioning anything in regards to being black? This is a fucking record. Congratulations to Stokely Hathaway. Congratulations, my boy. Round of applause for him, not ambulance chasing. Holy fuck. Race Grifter McGee has done it for me. Holy shit. Good job, you fucking dork, you. But, he did mention something that I did think was funny. He was like, you're a bully, Adam. Okay, you're going after somebody like me, okay? But you think I can't fight, huh? You think I can't fight? I'm short, I'm bald, and I can't get no hoes. I've been fighting all my life. I actually like that. That was a funny line. I'll give credit where credit is due. That was actually pretty funny from Al Sharpton over here. And then we have a nice little promo package with Swerve and Okada, which bled right into a promo with Swerve Strickland. Essentially coming out with Jeffrey for French Prince of Bel-Air. And he was talking about him and Okada. And he was just warning him, essentially saying, hey, if I can do what I did to Will Ospreay last year during our match, and he's my best friend, what the hell do you think I'm going to do to you? Would have been nice to actually seen Okada, but, it is what it is. I mean, like I said with this feud, I want to see the match just on the surface because of the two names involved. But as far as getting me hyped up for the match as is, not really cutting the mustard for me, if you ask me. Okay, it's not doing the job for me, boys. But I do want to see the match. You know what's funny also, because it's like I feel like maybe it's just me. I feel like they did more for Briscoe and MJF tonight as far as hyping up this main event match than they actually did for Swerve Strickland and Okada overall. And I feel like that's a running theme in AEW nowadays. They really rely on the name value so fucking hard, dude. Like, they really think that just because it's Okada and Swerve Strickland, and yeah, they have pretty decent names for the size of AEW, and I'm not gonna say that they have decent names, star power names in regards to wrestling in general. I'm not gonna just bury them like that. They have names, but not enough to actually carry a match on its own. You know what I mean? You're not Austin, you're not Rock, you're not Triple H, you're not Hogan, you're not Taker, you're not Savage, you're not Andre, you're not Warrior, you're not DiBiase, you're not any of these guys, you're not Piper. List goes on and on and on and on and on. You're not Cena, you're not Batista, you're not Roman, none of these guys. You're not Orton, none of these guys, okay? You can't carry a match on your own with name alone. You gotta do more, man. You gotta do more. It's the same problem I kind of had a little bit with Okada and Omega when building up to their match. They really relied on the New Japan Pro Wrestling history in order to get you to want to involve yourself in the match. It's got to be more, bro. It's got to be more than just name value, man. It's got to be more than just, look at this. These two guys, they're gonna have a 5-star killer match. Therefore, you should be able to watch the match and buy the pay-per-view just on the strip for that alone. It's $50, bro. Okay, you're gonna expect me to spend $50, especially now when I gotta pay $30 for WWE's shitty platform, and you gotta do a little bit more, okay? I don't think I'm asking for much. But, yeah, coming up next, Briscoe and MJF, they're coming out to the ring right now. Like I said, they did a pretty good job as far as building up to the main event, so credit where credit is due. They have earned my view. They have earned me not turning off the show early. I know, crazy, right? So let's get to it. Briscoe, MJF, don't disappoint. World Championship implications in the main event also. I know, also shocking. Holy fuck. The things that you would expect in professional wrestling, in any period of time, is something that's completely shocking in today. Again, the abnormal being the normal. Let's get to it. MJF, Briscoe, hurry the fuck up. Literally, the only good thing on the entire fucking show. The only good thing. I cannot stress this enough. This show overall was absolute fucking ass. This show sucked so fucking hard, except for this. And I ain't even necessarily talking about MJF and, Mark Briscoe. Although it wasn't necessarily a bad match. Like I said, I was a little bit more hyped for it than I will otherwise be typically for a main event because, hey, they actually gave time and effort to get me hyped up for the match in itself, right? But nevertheless, though, like I said, was it enough to actually do it for me? I feel indifferent one way or the other about the match. It's not necessarily about the match, but the structure of the match when we got to the finale and the actual finish and the post-match stuff. That's what got me excited. Because in the end of the day, move marks, 5-star Japanese marks, that's all that matters. Like when you watch a movie, all you care about is how you get into the movie from the open and how it concludes in the ending. Everything else in the middle is all filler. It's all filler. Whether it happens to be good, whether it happens to be bad, it's all filler. Okay? Unless you're just a huge mark for whatever you're watching and everything to you is absolutely good. And fuck, Peachy King. Shit. I feel like I had a burp there too. I didn't quite burp though. But no, as I was saying, which was nothing. Now I'm saying it. The match in itself, like I said, they fought in the arena. They fought in the crowd. It was all chaotic and stuff. They set up a table because, of course, they got back in the ring. They fought for a little bit, did whatever they wanted to do. Eventually, it led to Mark Briscoe going for a froggy bow. He went through the table when he tried to hit MJF with it. He was bleeding a little tiny bit, but I think that was because he took a super kick to the mouth earlier on. I don't think that had anything to do with the table now that I'm thinking about it. He finally made it close to the ring. He went through the table. The referee was at 9. He made it back on the apron until MJF caught his head between his knees. Pause, no diddy. And then he ended up giving him that little power driver shit he does. I forgot what he calls it. And then he ended up pinning him, and he got a 3 count. But Mark Briscoe ended up putting his feet on the ropes, and the referee didn't see it, which I thought was a clever finish because the referee's turning around and he's telling the announcer, "Hey, MJF won the match, ring the bell." And as he's distracted, telling the announcer and the ring bell guy, MJF takes his foot off the ropes, Mark Briscoe's foot that is. So that was pretty good. It's a clever finish. MJF gets the win. You save Mark Briscoe. And it was a clever. I like it. It was a clever finish for a match that I otherwise thought was okay for the most part. If for anything else, like I said, they got me hyped up for the match in itself. And then after the match, MJF, he commences an ass whipping on Mark Briscoe, beats the dog shit out of him, gives him a couple of punches. Eventually, he puts the ring, the dynamite diamond ring, he puts it on his finger. He ends up clobbering Mark Briscoe in the head, busts him wide open. Eventually, Hangman Adam Page comes out, and he goes out there, and him and MJF start to brawl. Got referees pulling them apart. Mark Briscoe's in the ring, just leaking blood like a fucking river. You got, again, MJF and Hangman. They're fighting all over the arena. Well, all around the ringside area. I shouldn't say arena. And it was kind of awkward a little bit how you had the logo come on maybe a little bit too early, like 1 minute early. So, like, typically when you see the logo, like, the screen goes to black, like, after, like, 10 seconds or so. Maybe even 5 seconds sometimes. Instead, though, like, it went... the logo popped up and they just kept brawling. And, I don't know, it looked kind of awkward to me a little tiny bit. And it went off the air like that with Hangman setting up for the buckshot lariat. And then MJF rolled out of the ring and then they cut. Again, that logo being there for like a whole damn minute was just so fucking awkward. But nothing that was really bad. So I guess this is the path that they're going down, huh? This is the path that they're going down. They're going to do MJF versus Hangman Adam Page for the World Heavyweight Championship, I presume, at Forbidden Door. So then I asked myself then, so like, 2 things. One, what was the point of them winning the contract? This goes to Ember Moon also. Like, what was the point of them winning the contracts if inevitably they were just going to get a number 1 contender shot anyways? Like, wouldn't it have just been better to just let them cash in their contracts off rip rather than just having them? Because, like, what? They never really cashed in their contracts, right? So theoretically, they can lose this match, both matches, and still get a title shot, right? They can still cash in regardless, even though they have a title shot. It just makes no sense to me. The booking for this it's fucking wild to me. But that's the path that they want to go down towards, I think it's really, really conflicting. I think it's convoluted. I think honestly it's somewhat of a cop-out, to be quite frank, because again, like, they have the contracts. What's the point of any of this? You know what I mean? And not to mention also, okay, let's hypothetically say they were going to cash in their contracts. You're going to let them both cash in their contracts at the same time? Like, you're doing the whole cash-in gimmick, just like WWE, right, with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, you're just going to let them both cash in at one time? Like, if they were to go out of their way and say, hey, we're going to put our contracts on the line. Like, again, this is just so stupid. This is so stupid from a booking standpoint, because they already got their contracts. They already have their opportunities. Wouldn't it make sense to find some other people to, like, I don't know, fill those voids, fill that spot to face Ember Moon and MJF? Because it's like, I don't know. I thought it was stupid when Seth Rollins was in the triple threat match with Brock and Cena all those years ago, and I think this is stupid too. I don't like it when the Money in the Bank winner is involved in number one contender implications. Like, the only thing that I possibly would accept, maybe, and you're kind of pushing it for me, if it's like a multi-man match or an elimination chamber, then maybe I can sort of kind of buy it. But even then, I don't like that either, because again, it's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. They are already a walking number one contender. As a matter of fact, they have more rights than the number one contender because they can cash in at any time. I don't know. It just feels like I said, it feels convoluted. Like, there's no reason for them to have the contracts if they're already going to be in a match that has title implications. It's just stupid overall to me. But speaking of stupid overall, like I said, this show was absolute baby dick. This was awful. There's only so many times you can put on the facade of, hey guys, we have great matches, and you know, those great matches are supposed to, and again, the standard for great matches nowadays is so fucking low. As I've said 1,000,001 times, the worst match today would be considered a mid match, you know, in the 2000s, you know what I mean? Like, we're not even saying the 90s or the 80s, just in the 2000s, maybe even the 2010s, this would be considered mid, the worst match, right? I mean, picture the worst women's match that you've seen so far this year. One may say that, oh, okay, well, that could probably be a quality women's match back in 2003, for an example. You know what I mean? So miss me with the nonsense of the great matches. Like, it can only take you so far. Now, credit where credit is due. They've done decently as far as build up to the main event. Not decently. They actually did a pretty good job. Now, let me not say that. They did a pretty good job building up to the main event. But, quite frankly, everything else to me was completely irrelevant. It's still the facade of trying to paint out that matches matter more than anything else. And if we give you long matches, that can be the filler. It's such a fucking cliche tripe in professional wrestling nowadays, and I'm so fucking sick and tired of. Give me something happening throughout the night. Something from point A to point B. You could have done that with Moxley and Darby Allin. Instead, we get whatever the fuck this show was. All that building up to the main event, and the best part of the show was probably the last 5 minutes. Go figure, right? But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below in regards to how you feel about the show. Is there anything you would have done differently? Is there anything? Why am I saying this? I don't fucking care what you guys think. Eat my ass. As always, my name is Devontae. I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces. P. Ice.